This is a video introduction to Script Magician's Mslide command, the or short for short SMM. SMM can be accessed from the uh, add-ins ribbon on the Script Magician palette or on the Script Magician toolbar. SMM here or SMM here. So now what SMM does, it will take views that are saved in AutoCAD and convert them to AutoCAD slides for viewing as like a slideshow. Now, I'm going to demonstrate how you would actually do this manually. And what I'm going to do now is quickly create a view in model space in the layout here using the view manager. And notice that I already have number of views created reflecting the names that's shown on the screen. I'm going to create a new one because the view-A1 over here is missing. And I'm going to create this new view, defining window. So this is typically how you would manually create a view. So notice that the view window area is highlighted different color than the rest of the view, or window in this case, graphic screen. And let's say accept that location, click OK. Now I have the additional view A-1 located here. And now to create slide of this view, I would first have to do is I'm going to go ahead and go back to layout and select this viewport, which I've locked, and I have to manually unlock that. So, or display lock, no. Go back to model space and then now enter the view command again, bringing up the view manager. I'm going to set the A1 view current, click OK. After that view set current, I run the mslide command to create the slide. And this current location of where the drawing resides. Notice that only shows the name of the slide as the name of the drawing file. And in this case, the name of the drawing file is 0-floor plan sample. I'm going to go ahead and add the view name itself. So manually enter that in. Now it's created that view. I'm going to do a zoom previous to go back to where I was before to demonstrate actually what happens now if I want to view that slide using the vslide command after the slide's been created. And there it is, located in the same location where I saved it. Select that slide and click open, and now it views the slide. I'm going to redraw to show exactly how it looks like. So that's the sequence I have to go through to actually create an AutoCAD slide from looking at the view. All right. What SMM will do is automate that process completely from the beginning to the end. Assuming all the views have been created. So I'm going to go back to layout, select the viewport, and lock it again. And what SMM will actually process the locking, so you don't have to think about unlocking a viewport. And the reason why I want to do a viewport is that this gives me a nice proportion, basically the horizontal dimension being longer than the vertical dimension, so that slide will come out filling the screen with that same proportion instead of based on whatever the drawing area is. So I'm going to go ahead and start the SMM command. And oh, I forgot to go back to model space because the views I want to create slides from are in model space, not in paper space. So here again, all the views, as you can see, listed from A1 all the way to E1, and the zoom extents is actually the whole thing. So I'm going to select the slides here. Notice that there are two list windows. The one on the left will show me the existing views that are defined in that space. And I could then select using the control key, shift key, or select all, clear all. So there are these functions here under this list window. And so I'm going to select these and add it. So there are functions here to add. And notice that once I've added, I can now also have the option to remove. And basically this list box on the right side will be the AutoCAD views I'm going to convert into AutoCAD slides. The process that the way that's done is that it's going to create two script files. The first script file, as you can see here, is to make the slide. So what that script file will do is restore each view, create the slide. And then the second script file will actually view the slide. So what that will do is run the vslide command on that slide and continue on to the last slide. And if I want to loop the slideshow, I could press this button here to loop, to toggle on and off. I'm going to go ahead and toggle it off for now. And I could delay it as how long the slide is displayed on the screen. 3500 means 3.5 seconds versus up to 6 seconds. So this is the number of seconds of delay before we move on to the next slide. I'm going to leave it as the default. I could actually turn the grid on. So there'll be a series of horizontal vertical lines. Let's just see how that looks like. Now the prefix, what that will do is take the drawing name and add it to the name in front of the slide so that it'll group them all together based on the drawing name. I'm going to check that on. And then let's say I want to add more now. I'm going to add like the C's, add that over here and go, oh, actually I want to put that on the top. So I could actually select, with those selected, I could select the move to top and it'll jump everything to the top. Okay, actually I want that to the end, so move to the end. So I have these options to move, slides, or in this case, AutoCAD views up and down to the location where I want them. And notice that every time I put a view over, it disappears on this side. So it means that I'm going to convert each view one time into an AutoCAD slide. So I'll go, oh, I don't want the B's. And then, so let's say I'm done with these. And this is the sequence I want, starting with the C. So 4 AutoCAD views will be converted into AutoCAD slides. Once I click the start in this location, but basically same location, I could actually select a different location, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it in that same location now where the drawing resides. So after I click the start button, it tells me that it's successfully created the first script file, which will make the slide. Again, what that does is that recalls or makes the current view and then runs the mslide command, does the next view, runs the mslide command again, click OK. And then I'll create a second slide script file that views the slide. And I'm going to show you actually how that works. So these are two script files. The first one restores a view, then it makes a slide, right? And again, notice that it included the drawing name as the prefix because that's what I want to do before the actual name of the view. So this will be the name of the entire name of the slide. All right, 0-floor plan and so on. So it does second one C2 and A1. So it creates, restores the view, creates the slides, and then the second script file, which is automatically created for you, which will view the slides. So here it is. It views this slide or C1, and then it does C2, and then it does A1, and then it does A3. So these are the sequence of viewing the slide with a delay. Notice that the 3.5 second delay is in here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start the presentation process. Notice the grid line in the back because I wanted that on. This how it looks like. So it's kind of blur or fuzzy, or basically it makes it noisier screen, which we may not want. So after the presentation is done, it actually also shows you locations to where, again under Script Magician demo, where these 4 slides are created. And then the 2 script files. All right, and so let's say now I want to actually demonstrate how the SMM program will actually use the slide library option. So this time I'm going to go ahead and uncheck the prefix, don't want any grids, and I want to use the slide library option now, which means what it'll do is it'll create the slides and then put it all in a single file. And this is a slide library file to view it from. So in case you accidentally delete those slides, as long as you have the slide library file, single file, it includes all the slides in that one single file. So this time, again, the list box on the left, I'm going to select the B views, add those over, and I'm going to select a single E view, let's say. All right. And basically the E view E1 is here. The B views are up there. And again, we'll restore or set current each of those views, makes the slides using this script file. I'm going to change the make slide script file to mslide lib or slb, so that this is a view slide, a separate view mslide that will create a slide library using these views. All right, and then we also change the second view slide script. Instead of vslide, I'm going to call it vslide, again, SLB. So for viewing the slide inside the slide library. Click save, and I'm going to go ahead and start the process. And again, do the same thing. It'll automate the process of making the slides, and then it'll do a second script file, which creates um, the which basically restores the slide by doing a view slide command on the screen. And notice that it's reading now inside the slide library, okay, because uh, that has the name. Okay, slide library is basically based on the same name as a drawing, okay, matching the vSlideLib script file name. And then inside with the parentheses is actually where the slide file resides. All right, and then again, going back to the uh, file manager, the displays now, it now shows these slides. Notice that it doesn't have the prefix in front, the drawing name prefix. And once I click OK, I'll also show you now the SLB file that it creates, which is a slide library file. So now again, go through the process of creating all the slides. Notice that the noisy grid lines are gone, and restore each view, makes a slide, and then now views the slide. And now I've basically completed the slide presentation, and going back to the file manager, refresh the view, and here's a slide library file. So in this library file, these slides exist. So in other words, if I accidentally delete those, I could relaunch the view slide script file because it just refers to the slides inside this slide library. So I'm going to demonstrate how that works. So again, dropping that script file into the drawing area, it's now going to go through the same thing because and regardless of not having those AutoCAD slide files separately, they're viewing the slide library file inside of the slides inside a slide library file. All right. Right. So this concludes the video demonstration to Script Magician's SMM command.